The current situation in the Philippines in the aftermath of Typhoon Rammasun, Philippine name Glenda of course. The storm traversed the country as a Category 3 storm, weakening as it approached Manila, possibly as a Category 2, passing that area. There's been one fatality on the island of Samar, 2 injuries in southeastern Luzon at the moment, with 450,000 people affected and 373,000 evacuated, and also a casualty further northwest in western Luzon too. As the storm moved over, you can see the satellite imagery over the past 24 hours or so from this imagery here. The eye remained intact for most of its journey until the very end, when it started to move ashore, when it sort of lost itself by the looks of things from that satellite imagery. But a very strong storm, it kept itself together very well as it passed through the Philippines, and of course the human cost is still yet to be realised. Typhoon Rammasun now is weakening, or has weakened, to 85 miles per hour, a pressure of 967 millibars. Its position is now 15.3 degrees north, 117.5 degrees east. The storm's expected to move towards the northwest over the South China Sea and could re-intensify before making landfall in China, possibly as a Category 3 typhoon if things go very well for the storm at least. Of course, that would be a worst case scenario for the coast of China. It may not even intensify very much, but that remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes. Warm waters and moderate amounts of shear, so it could intensify, though by the same token it may not. But still, southern China definitely should be expecting to see a typhoon, as should northern Vietnam as well, and Hong Kong and Macau should also be vigilant too. Signal 1 warnings are still in effect for the western part of the Philippines, northern Mindoro and the western parts of Luzon, including Metro Manila. So still all going on there at the moment, though most of the storm has passed. Orange typhoon warnings are also in effect for China now, southern China, including the island of Hainan, which the storm may make landfall on, so we should be watching out for that one as well. No warnings in effect yet for Hong Kong or Macau, but that may change in the coming hours. It's the latest satellite imagery as the storm's been starting to move out to sea. You can see most of the bulk of the storm towards the south of the centre, so not too much in the way of any notice in China at the moment. Things still looking rather calm over there. Sea surface temperatures likely to remain very warm, 30 degrees or so, right up until a landfall point in Hainan or in southern China on the mainland of China. So very warm waters into the Gulf of Tonkin, even warmer there too. Wind shear is remaining fairly moderate, though it is decreasing near China, so that may go in the storm's favour as it starts to approach land. But over the Philippines and to the south of the storm, very high amounts developing now, so that could possibly be a detriment to the storm if it really comes in quickly. As far as water vapour is concerned, it's a very moist environment around the storm, so dry air is not going to be an issue, which would diminish the storm quite significantly if it got its grip on it. But that doesn't look likely. The computer models, the CMC first of all, has a landfall on the southern Chinese mainland, north of Hainan Island, and another typhoon forming behind that, affecting the Japanese islands, and looking like making a landfall on the eastern coast of China, not too far from where Trami made landfall last year actually, just north of Taiwan. The GFS model has something rather similar, another typhoon forming, striking Taiwan and then moving on to China, and has Rammasun making landfall in Hainan, and that means a more significant landfall possibly for Vietnam too. Latest satellite imagery on this floater imagery here, you can see how I think an eye was prominent just for one single frame there before fizzling out again. So the storm's definitely not over yet, but you can see, as I said before, most of the heavy rainfall is displaced to the south of the storm. Most of the rainfall is now offshore the Philippines, so rain is not going to be too much more of an issue anymore, though we may still be seeing some gusty winds over there as well, 40 miles per hour plus perhaps. But that's the current situation, moving slowly towards the west-northwest. That's likely to continue for the next few days. So as of July the 16th at 2 PM UTC, Invest 90E is now not likely to develop after chances were more favourable earlier. Invest 97S is still going in the southern hemisphere in the Indian Ocean, and of course we have Rammasun and 2 Invests behind it, 93W and 95W. 94W has dissipated. Rammasun was the 37th storm to form around the world in 2014, the 15th typhoon equivalent storm with winds of 74 miles per hour and higher, Category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, and 9 of which Rammasun was the 9th to reach Category 3 intensity with winds of 115 miles per hour sustained or higher, an intensity it may reattain in the next few days. You can follow Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website, force13.com, will keep you most up to date with all the goings on around the world storm-wise. The video pages, YouTube and Dailymotion, will be updated at regular intervals. Just search Force 13 on those. You're probably watching one of those right now. And of course the social pages, Facebook and Twitter, will also be keeping you up to date. Just search Force 13 on that and at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to explore, get in touch or share any of Force 13's content on there. And you can also add me personally on Skype, add Fool13, that's my name on there, for tropical weather chat and discussion, if you so wish. I'll be open to any questions. The next update on this storm will follow at 2 AM UTC on July the 17th, that's late morning local time.